Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and today I'm back with another video here. This one was frustrating. I mean, it's just one of those games. I'm not even really too upset about it, honestly. I mean, from how good the Flyers have been playing, a 9-game point streak. I think everybody knows how good that they've been this month. Probably their worst game of the month so far of December. A tough one. If you're looking at the monthly schedule and all that stuff, at a 3-game winning streak, and you lose this game, it's the last home game. You want to go out at home on a good streak, and had 2 leads, 1-0, 2-1. You blew them both, and very discombobulated for most of the game. Didn't really have any flow for the Flyers. I thought a lot of it was the Flyers dumping it in, Nashville going, retrieving, Saros either coming out, their defense moving it up quick. Predators played a good game. I mean, they were all over the Flyers for most of it. Flyers took a ton of penalties too, which that wasn't good, and PK couldn't bail them out. When you take that many, sometimes it's going to end up happening, and after a really good win in Jersey, you come home and you kind of have a stinker, and that's kind of what this one was. It was a stinker, and it's going to happen. I mean, the thing with this is that you have a game tomorrow in Detroit. You just played them. It was a 1-0 game. It was a so-so game, I thought, for against the Red Wings the last time, but they've also been losing a lot, and they're not necessarily on the greatest streak, so that either goes one or two ways. The Flyers have a really good game tomorrow. They bounce back. They go into the Christmas break all with a win, and then they go into it's kind of hard to kind of judge this road trip because some teams are good, some teams aren't. Vancouver's obviously been a wagon for most of the year. Seattle's very iffy, and the Flames are just kind of so-so. So we shall see what happens on that trip, but that's in a couple of days. You got a game tomorrow. You can make this game go away and make it like it didn't really happen if you have a really good bounce-back game tomorrow. So that's what I hope to see. But, I mean, again, like I said, it wasn't necessarily the best outcome tonight in this one. And again, like I said, Flyers had a couple leads, blew them. They just struggled to get anything going. Very frustrating, very boring. A lot of the Predators played a very aggressive forechecking style, and the Flyers could not handle well with that at all. So lines in this one were the same. Forster, Couturier, Connecting, Tippett, Frost, Brink, Farabee, Paling, Atkinson, Delorier, Lawton, and Hathaway. Defense, York, Aristo, Sealer, Walker, Zamula, and Stahl. And Sam Ersson was in net again for the Flyers. Frost scores, and Flyers had a good opening shift, a couple of chances. 1-0, Frost scores. It was a really weird bounce, deflects behind the net and goes in off of Saros. All right, we'll take it. It's 1-0. And Ersson had a nice save on Forsberg and tight tip. It had a pass to Couturier. It was a good save from Saros. Again, Flyers had a really hard time moving the puck out, and that just happened right after Preds got a power play. It was a hold on Walker. Shorthanded chance for Lawton. I thought the PK looked good early. Flyers get a power play early in the second period. It was an okay first. I'm like, all right, let's kind of erase that going this period. You're up 1-0. You get a power play going into the second period. Shorthanded goal. I mean, it's just like Frost didn't take the guy I wanted. I was hoping Frost would take him. He had room to cut him off. He didn't. The Flyers were just very lackadaisical moving the puck. Very slow in their movements. Just Nashville's just a step and a half ahead for most of it. I mean, they moved the puck up the ice well. I think the Flyers, especially in the third period, you saw it. They lost probably 75% of puck battles tonight. And when you lose puck battles and when you have a team that can't really generate anything off the rush like the Flyers couldn't tonight, when they've actually generated off the rush a lot. They've had a lot of goals off of it. They've been able to kind of do a ton off the rush this year. They just couldn't do it tonight. And it happens. I mean, it's just one of those games where it just kind of comes back to bite you. And, it's also 3-4. They have had a pretty big month of travel and all that, too. They kind of go all the way around. And from Arizona to Colorado to Nashville, they went home for 2. They went out to Jersey. I know it's not a far trip, but it's part of it. And then, they've even had to condense practice time and everything, too. So it's kind of, all of it's kind of blended together. So it makes sense that a loss like this comes. So they look very slow, and then they get another power play. It was a hold drawn by Tippett going through the neutral zone. Nashville, again, they had at least a guy on some Flyer at one point. There was at least a guy on a Flyer at any time. 2-1, Coots scores. Broken play, waits out Saros, slips to the 5-ball. All right, it's fine. Let's take it. We got the lead. No. 2-2. Just turnover, broken play and tight. Brutal defensive breakdown right at the blue line. It can't happen. It's a turnover. They were just so sloppy in this game. I mean, Nashville would get a power play. 3-2. They did score. O'Reilly scored. High stick, no goal. Trip on Couturier. 5-on-3 for 30 seconds. Flyers killed that. They blocked a ton in the middle of the ice. I've said that all year. Most of the shooting lanes were pretty closed, I thought. I mean, Nashville obviously had their looks. Frost gets boarded. 5-minute power play. Do nothing with it. It's the second time they've had a 5-minute power play and done nothing with it this year. They had a couple looks. They don't generate anything. You lose the face-off. I mean, they had a power play, and they didn't even throw out a center. It was Farabee, Atkinson, and I believe Brink, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Farabee, Atkinson, and Brink, because they ran that in practice this morning. And it's something like that I'm just like, why? Like, I get it. You know, those guys are skilled, but you need a draw. You need to win the draw. None of those guys are really natural centers or could really win you faceoffs. I mean, some might have played it at some point, but in the NHL, it's totally different. Faceoffs were pretty even throughout the game up until, for most of it too. So, I don't know. That was a little confusing. So, we go to do the third period. Nashville has a power play that carries over of a bad penalty from Stahl. Again, it was just one of those games tonight, unfortunately, and the Flyers couldn't get much going. Atkinson missed on a breakaway. Could we please talk about Atkinson right now? I like him. I do. I like the energy that he brings. I like the style he plays. I like the aggressiveness and the passion that he plays with. But my God, that guy could not buy a goal right now. I mean, he couldn't. It is unbelievable the amount of times and chances that he's had. I mean, he hasn't scored since November 11th. Like, this is starting to get worrisome now. This is almost 2 months. Because by the time, if he doesn't score next game, this is another break, and then you got a couple of games, and then you're off for a little bit again for a couple of days there. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, Atkinson, again, he just literally dangled it right into Saros' pad. You need a goal there. I mean, it's like 11 minutes left. You score there, you get a chance, and then 3-2. Jets in the slot. There's a lost puck battle. Goes high on Urson. The Predators come down, lose a puck battle at center ice. Flyers go right down, or Predators go right down and score. Tough one for Urson, too, because he was there. He was in position. Kind of just went by him. Looked like there was, a screen in front as well. So it's really frustrating to kind of have a loss like this, especially when you come off such a good game in Jersey, right, and an exciting win. So, hey, it is what it is, though. You got a chance tomorrow to come back, bounce back, get a W, go into the Christmas break with a win. So it would be really nice if they could go into this with only really one regulation loss in this entire month. You don't want to let this go into two and then have two tough games going into the break. So I wouldn't say tomorrow's a must win, but in terms of mental stuff and going into a break, you'd like to get a win. So gonna kind of put an asterisk on that, I guess. So yeah, thanks everybody again for all the support. As always, make sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching this video. My name is Chris, and I will talk to you all again soon.